Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Fish Tanks. Anyway, so since yesterday morning, I got a little bit distracted and busy. I took out, so I swapped over the swords because that one was being aggressive, and this one is now getting the frisky on, which is good. I also put in some floating plants. As you can see, they're quite, they look like some sort of tentacled monster. It's too much glare, but never mind. There. I put them in here. I've got a water butt outside, which is just basically an old bin. It's quite deep, average kitchen unit height. Fill it with water, and when the rain comes in, and put some floating plants. Now, in the UK, over winter time, they'll more than likely die, but it's not. It's summer and spring, so I put them out, and they do better outside than inside. They get to a decent size, so as you can see, and there's plenty of place for the roots to grow. They get quite big. You can't really, no, it's just glare. So that's good. So I've put some in here for hopefully when there's a breeding project. It makes it sound good, that doesn't it? The breeding project kicks in, and these swords have some babies. There's plenty of places to hide. I mean, obviously there's going to be baby endlers everywhere, but they make good dither fish, and shoals of little babies distract them from the other babies. So yeah, it works out. But that looks quite, it's not there for aesthetics, but it does its job. You'll see there's a white piece of porcelain in there. Oh, that's posh, isn't it? Porcelain. I cracked up an old plant pot and put a bit in here, a bit in the other pieces, in the other places. But yeah, he's gonna get exciting. He's not stopped since I put him in there. Anyway, I shall leave him to his business. And in here, now that I got rid of that slightly more aggressive sword tail, I mean, it was the smallest sword I've ever seen in my life. That might say something. A lot more of the shrimps have come out. As you can see, there's a shrimp up there. There's a shrimp. Oh, there was one down there, but it's moved. Typical. Oh no, it's there. It's just there. You can just about see it. And there's some on top of the filter. I've turned I swapped the filter heads over. Well, the air pump's over, so it's a lot quieter now. Plenty of snails in here to keep the tank clean. So that's this. The corries are still in there, obviously. For some reason they're not coming out today. They're hiding at the back. Maybe because I did a bit of moving things around. Oh, they're just laying eggs. Look, have you seen all those babies there? Those little dots just there. There's a lot of babies there. Newborns as well. That means one of these guppies is, endlers. I keep calling them, if it's big I call it a guppy, and if it's small I call it an endler, which in theory it is. But anyway, one of these has dropped. And as I mentioned, was it yesterday or the day before, I've noticed, I read up in one of the books that I have, an ye olde book, that swords and endlers guppies can interbreed. Obviously I knew endlers and guppies could, but I didn't know swords could. And that's why a lot of my new babies have a lot more red in, because they were starting to get a bit inbred and a bit yucky. And and some have a nice chunk of black in, so that's obviously one of the black mollies has been up to that. There's the corries, they're coming out now. There you go. I'm looking at the camera going, what's he up to? There's a smudge down very professional. And that'll make all the curries run away. And don't tell anyone I'm using a piece of wool to clean the glass. Anyway, it's not really done anything, has it? But anyway, yeah, the curries have ran off. Typical. They're behind that bush. So this tank has just got some babies in, but yeah, not the right babies. But they'll do. Plenty of snails, as I've said, and loads of babies. If the babies have places to hide, that's good, because the swords, I want them to do the same. I'm not trying to make 1,000 swords to make money or anything. I mean, if I can palm a few off to other people, that's one thing. But I'm not here to, like, you know, professionally breed them. Anyway, let's have a look at the other tank. Now, the other tank has been quite busy as well. So, in here, if I can get in, I put a heater in. Thank you, Amazon. I obviously put some floating plants. Yeah, you can see how big they are. How long the roots go down. It's got another piece of that white. Shuffled the plants around a bit. Put the heater in. And I put the black mollies in here. I left the black and gold one in the other tank. So in here there's just the black mollies. And, well, the male's got a little bit of gold in his tail, but... And I put all the little babies, black mollies I could find. So basically anything that was a black molly, I put in here. Apart from the black and gold one. And I'm hoping I got them all. If I did, I did. If I didn't. They've been able to swim through the roots, which is good. And there's loads of like micro fauna and little bits and bobs in these roots that the fish have been nibbling on and swimming around, and which is good. And the bottom's looking cleaner. You gotta go cleaner. It's got none of those piles of decaying matter because I put a handful of snails in there to do the job, and the more fish the better. Obviously you will find mess. I've just fed them, and like the other tanks, there's not as many in here fish wise, but you've got your obligatory females. I've been trying to actually put more females in these tanks. I got rid of a load of males and endlers, that is, and guppies, whatever. Gubbens, end gups, endy gups. Yeah, I got rid of a load trade wise and gave them away, but yeah, I seem to have a load of females, which isn't a problem. Yeah, so in here we shall hopefully have those three, like in the other tank with those, the two females. What the black and gold molly, he's nice, but he's so aggressive. Like, he wasn't, like with these, they swim together, even though he's getting his frisk on. They swim together, and it's more laid back and enjoyable. With the other one, it's a bit of a wham bam, thank you man. Anyway, so yeah, in here you've got baby guppies, endlers. There's a lot of females, which is nice. I can't see any males, but that doesn't mean one of the babies ain't going to turn into one. On the bottom there, just a nice little update. There's about 5 or 6 baby black mollies, so hopefully once there's a good chunk of them, they'll start reproducing and I'll have a nice amount. What I ideally would do is keep the best male in here with the females and just take the other males out, put them in the big tank. But we'll see. I mean, you never know. I'll keep a couple of males and a load of females and just keep breeding them. It's a project, isn't it, at the end of the day? Keeps your mind busy. But anyway, that's it for this. If you want to look at the big tank, there's not much going on in there that's different from any other day. Hello, big tank. Nice glow in the dark piece of porcelain. Big fat fish doing their job. Ladies, hello ladies. And everybody else is. Yeah. Everybody's busy in there doing their thing. As I said, I'll put the extra filter in. It's because it's something different. The big power head filter's up there still. And whatever they're doing, eating whatever's floating up in there. Anyway, ta-ta.